that you provided on your in your course.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you may choose the topic that I provided, but
Yeah, there are many
in the
topics.
list, yeah, in the list of the in the textbook, I think a lot, right? And
Yeah,
not so not just one topic that you may look at several other, but it some of them is still general, so you need to do more brainstorming. Okay, yeah, to do more brainstorming in order to limit the scope. Or you may think on your own field, like what field you're going to choose, example, right? Okay, so the topic here, I think we have some here. We go to the topic, the suggestion for the topic. This is how to brainstorm. So you may follow the step here. Somehow this is how to brainstorm. So you may try to do some brainstorm. I haven't seen so far. I haven't seen anybody send me like the brainstorming here yet. So you send me that one. So I mean you start, right? Start your process. It everything start with brainstorming. If you don't brainstorm, it's very hard. If when I when I was student before I doing any essay assignment, I need to brainstorm. Like you need to brainstorm to try to find all like to use your idea, right? Express your idea. So do like mind map brainstorming first, yeah, before you start collecting the data or information. So please don't forget to use mind map, right? So do mind map to brainstorm to find out some ideas. So I think you got many idea, many different kind of idea, and then you go to collect the data. But when you collect the data, you may limit, yeah, start to limit or start to narrow down what you have brainstorm, the point and the main point that you have brainstorm, or you make some change a little bit. Okay, so don't forget to do the brainstorm. That is the best way how to do the assignment or whatever topic. Okay, so that's a good habit. The same way when we do the international, like international test, we call IL also need to brainstorm like 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes before you talk, before you speak, before you write. They also like give you 1 minute to think as well. Okay, that one kind of like brainstorm to list your idea of what you're going to speak first. And also in writing, you need to brainstorm like 3 minutes as well. Yeah, 3 minutes. Without brainstorming, it's very hard. So very hard to do the assignment. So
yeah.
start with brainstorming. Okay. Và khơi nhà slide này kìa.
ទូចចុះតពណ៌ទីម៉ានចឹងខ្ញុំបើកសភៅមើលមក
Tôi vậy. Khơi thông ấy mà. HD, so I cannot see it. Okay. Mà khơi gì mà. Khơi nè, standard. Okay.
គឺតែដូចអត់ clear
Not clear.
writing and research proposal
Now, I chia về hiện dưới. Okay. Uh, page 30. Nhưng scroll vào topic game á, chẳng là dừng mưa ní bạn, ní cứ writing your research proposal. Chứ cái chấp đam nàyខ្លះ bạn. Title should contain keyword of a dissertation subject, the main subject, concept or situation. Dissertation or sometimes we call thesis. It depends. Yeah. Example, temporary housing in the suburbs, expansion of residential caravan site in British City in the 1970s. So this one tell you what, where, when. You see? What,
okay,
where,
so this
when.
is the title. Okay.
Yeah, that's the title, right? So start thinking about title.
But,
Temporary
but why
housing.
they say subject title? What does the word title mean?
Oh, so subject title again, like wrong spelling.
Oh,
Maybe not their not their mistake, but my mistake. Okay. Subject title Okay, should be subject title. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, subject
Uh,
title. Okay, the
uh,
following is the title.
Extension residential
Title should
caravan
contain
site exhibition site.
Uh, excuse me, teacher. What is the deadline of our proposal? When?
deadline of your now in week 4. So I guess in week 4 now. So at the end of week 6. Okay, week 6. So let me check.
Mhm. Okay, we still
So
have
We still have 2 weeks left.
yeah, 2 weeks left. Okay.
Okay.
So the deadline of our class here on the 25th. So you should submit to me by 20, right? 20. Okay, so you have mm, yeah,
okay.
around 20 day, yeah, 19, yeah, 19 day left. Okay, yeah. So 20
Yeah.
here submit to me on the 20th of June. Okay, so I have time to mark your paper and some comment. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, or in week 6. Okay, week 6. So maybe 16 onward until 20. Yeah. Okay, so no longer than 20 years, right? Yeah. Submit on 20th deadline. So week 6. Everyone got it? Week 6.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Teacher,
turn on
and
the video. Yeah, I turn on the video so it may be clearer. So when I, oh, why you see the video on YouTube? Okay. Okay. So who else join? So quick, La, say need. Hello, say need. Long time no hear from you. Okay.
hello, sir.
Hello. Okay. Great to hear. Everyone still working, right? Or you relax? You in a lockdown here?
I
Oh,
still work, but I just volunteer at afternoon teacher, afternoon shift.
okay. Okay. Good. So because you're in year 4 already, so you should start working. Yeah, some people got problem like when they study until they finish year 4 and then do not find a job. So you may try to do some work, some volunteer. Don't think about money. Okay? Think about money. So how much you earn, don't care while you're studying. Yeah, while I
Right
was
now, I'm
studying the
just
same.
teaching.
Okay.
I'm just teaching the kid for part time.
Yeah. While I was studying the same, I work. Well, I don't care about money, how much I could earn while I was studying. Earn less than people like who work, like the whole day, but they did not keep on the study at university. They just finish high school and then they work like full day.
Do
Yeah,
you
but
work
I
part
work.
time or full
Yeah, I
time?
work only part time. Yeah, but my salary of course like lower, much lower than people who finish their high school and then they work. They spend the time to work full time. At that time, during my time,
Your
in,
bachelor?
in yeah in 2000, I think like 2000. Yeah, while I was studying bachelor, uh, year 1, year 2. I don't care how much I earn. Okay? Don't care. Just to support my study and
Yeah.
like join some parties or have money to join like when friend
Yeah.
invite to join party, something like that. Clothes, shoe, yeah. That's it. And petrol, traveling cost.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Same as me.
Yeah. So don't care much about your money while you're studying. So, but when you finish your study, okay, you may try to focus on your earning. Okay. Yeah. But while you are studying, don't care much how much you earn, but it's
But
kind of like your work,
what
you
about
improve
after
your experience.
graduate?
Okay.
What about after
Graduate. Okay,
graduate?
graduate. You may focus more on your salary, your working, your job, and also maybe thinking about your career improvement, right? Some career improvement, whether you still have weak point or you got strong point already. So what
Oh,
should you do? Okay? so you may improve your career. Yeah, because some skill that you may learn further in order to improve your career, right? Yeah. Any place. Yeah.
But do you think that this major international study, when we graduate, so for example, we cannot find any job like in urgent, yeah. So after graduate, we might be no job for a moment. So do you have any suggestion or any line for us?
Okay. For international relation here, if you think like I O, what is it I O? But it may be hard for you to find the job or career. Some people complain about that when they finish the job. But international relation here, what you're studying, so you got many fields, but one of them is the most like popular is like work as the coordinator. So in many fields, right, you need coordinator. You work in any place, you need people who work with coordinator. It doesn't mean that
Okay.
when yeah. So a lot, right? A lot of places that you need a coordinator. So that kind of like interaction with people, and you know their culture, know their
Yes.
feel. Okay? Yeah.
Oh
So that's the
wow.
idea here about.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
our
you.
international relations. So it kind of like coordination. Any place they need a lot of people that work with the coordination. Right?
And we don't need to care much about salary because we just graduated.
Yeah, sure. Don't care much, but when you finish like 1 year or 2 years, it's good. But while you are studying and you work at the same time, yeah, you have a chance already. So your salary may be improve more when you finish or when you graduate. Okay? Like some people like they got better job already, okay? Like while they're in year two or year three, even like they wanted to drop studying because they got better job already. Okay? Yeah, some of the
Oh.
IO, yeah, IO student, like the previous promotion, but maybe the idea maybe good for them or maybe not good. So like they got only 1 year, 2 year left, so trying to finish. Got a even though like you got better job already, keep on like, but later on you return back to study, maybe very hard because like you got family stages, busy with the family, busy with the kids, so maybe hard to study. Okay?
So you said coordinator. So coordinator, it can be anywhere, like in a company or like
Yeah.
you know, I
Anyway,
have.
like we have a private sector, we have private
uh,
sector, public sector, a lot, right? A lot of place that they need people who work with a coordinator in many fields. Like even me, like if I want to work for the NGO or I want to work for the like school, so school also need right. School, any school, university, like coordinator, can sit in office, but I don't like to sit in office for the whole day. Okay, because like my life needs to accompanied by like yeah,
Okay.
relax or exercise, some exercise. Okay, in the office may feel too stressed. Okay,
Oh, so
stressful.
coordinator must be in the full time in the office.
Coordinator, yeah, it could be like you spend a lot of time, mostly like in office, work in office. Do you like that? Do you like that kind of work?
Not
Uh,
at all. But we
okay.
cannot to yeah, because maybe after graduate we have to force ourselves. If I cannot earn any salary after graduate, so I might be complained by my family.
Okay, sure. Right. So yeah, people coordinate. You may work in office, but sometimes you go out of the office as well, like to check, right? To interact with people. I raise one example while Cambodia got a good relationship with the U.S. Example like the U.S. For like U.S. Navy for example, like we do the project about like construction. So coordinator, he work we call liaison officer. The term liaison officer mean a relationship officer, right? Be a relationship with the other unit officer. So he work at the embassy. He get the letter, receive the letter, and then he send the letter for request, uh, to the to the embassy or to the other unit, to Cambodian counterpart, and then to the higher command office, of his unit, and also he need to come out like to interact, yeah, to interact to get support from my unit example, and also he need to go to leave Phnom Penh like to see his how his subordinate work at the field, like at the province, how their work going
Yeah.
on. So you coordinate everything like their accommodation example, how their accommodation, so make sure safe, their food, their transportation, right? And how the paperwork, paperwork flow from the embassy to the
It's like
different.
we are, I mean, we accompanied people. It's like this.
Um, Coordinator is just like how I say it. It could be like the car dealer, similar to car dealer. You need one like car dealer. Also, in Cambodia, we don't use the term coordinator a lot, but we use the term cooperation. Cooperation.
Oh,
Uh,
question.
yeah, cooperation. But in English, they prefer to use like coordinator. And also, like if we talk about coordinator, like in ball game or in battlefield, very important for coordinator. If you don't have good enough coordinator, you got failure in your fighting, or you could not like support, you could not help people. Great example like the why the Germany armed force during Hitler won the battlefield in France, because it got good coordination between the ground troop and the air, with the air support. Like when the people, or we call it ground troop, got any problem, they ask the support from the Far East States, especially from the Air Force, like, to help. So that one we call good coordination, communication. And another battlefield in France, in of Australia during World War I, like they got the battlefield like fighting between Australia and Turkey. Yeah, Australia and Turkey. The problem is why Australian force die a lot, just only one day, like early in the morning. Problem with late coordination, like late coordination, like people who send a message very slow from the high command to the lower, to the lower command, like to stop people not to walk out of the barrack in order to fight against Turkey. And we call late communication, so make people die a lot, right? And then also declare the Independent Day, that the day that a lot of like disaster to the armed force on that day. So we call like Anzac Day, or yeah, Dawn Week. So also we celebrate like Independent Day, like very early in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning every year. It refers to the time that a lot of soldiers died during World War I. That what we call like coordination, or we call like communication. So coordination here is similar to like people who work with communication. Okay, I read another example like lecturer Vavatana. Okay, at a user, well, kind of like coordinator. So like you got any problem, right? For the student got any problem, so he need to provide the support to you. And also like any lecturer got any problem, he need to provide support. Okay, so that one like coordination, and he need to send information to the higher officer, and also to the people around. So that one we call a coordination. So any place that need that kind of people to work, and they kind of like maybe busy, too much busy, and mainly stay in the office. So that we call coordination or communication. Okay, everyone got a point? Hello, Tola.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, great. I thought I'm speaking alone and you feel quiet. Nobody
Yeah.
nobody can hear me. Okay, so that we call coordination. So a lot, right? A lot of work
Maybe
need
maybe I want to work
coordination.
at this field.
Okay, so we kind of like this one involving soft skill, right? Soft skill as well. So it doesn't mean that you work we need IR, you need to work for the UN or you work for what become the ambassador, right? So we call it, oh, you need to use you have a chance to use international relations skill, right? Until you become ambassador, example. But again, a lot of things to do. So when you finish here, you may apply. Like you think, for example, work for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the ASEAN, right? ASEAN meeting, the organize the ASEAN meeting. So a lot of work to do. Yeah. ASEAN meeting, ASEAN organization, or any NGO in Cambodia. A lot of NGO involved in research, right? So you coordinate, you have support, coordinate, like coordinate how to do the field work, how to research. But if for business people also, if you do for business people, coordinate, like you need like people who order something. So a lot of things to do. Any place, they need people who work with the coordination. Yeah,
But do you think that our study is just study, but when we go to work, I think it's a little different.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So the, oh,
Any skill, any skill. Yeah, it doesn't mean that like you study accounting and then you become the accountant, right? Become the accountant. You know, accountant, they never
yeah.
allow people beside their close relative, their close relative to hold the accounting. Yeah, you know that at any unit, you don't allow like the family member to hold the account, to hold the accountant or money, to to know everything, right, about their expend and expend expenditure and how the earning is. Yeah, believe me, any company, only the relative, yeah, that have that one, and have several other people that have the paperwork. At the military unit, at the other, even though like they don't study the accounting, but they work with that one. Okay? Accounting or
Oh,
finance,
yeah.
they work at the same time. They work together. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you study accounting and then you become the accountant and yeah, you have a chance to work as the accountant. Yeah, to do everything or to hold the money, maybe it's very tough. Because company they don't track you, do not track you yet, so they provide work mainly to their, yeah, the top. The top one is their relative. Any school, like school, military unit, relative of the commander or relative of the boss. Okay, you recognize that?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
financial accountant, but you may work in that group with them, right? Like assistant, yeah, maybe the assistant, yeah, something like that. And we call like that kind of work very busy, a lot of paperwork, so need people to pay as well. Yeah.
Wow. Airplane.
Okay, so this is the other idea, right? So subject. So here subject, right? You see what, where, when. Temporary housing in suburb, right? What expansion of residential caravan site in British City. So British City here we call what, where, when in the 1970s. So this is kind of like title, you see that? So what, where, when, and then aim, what the aim of the project. Summarize in 3 or 4 bullet points. Social interaction in children playground, park, examine a range of social interaction, compare design of playground, explore possible connection. Okay, so different sort, like different suggestions. So just give you the idea how to do the proposal. And then background. Anyone reading your proposal for the first time need to be informed about the context of the project. So context, right? Like we call situation awareness. Okay, situation awareness. So I call it. Do not assume that the reader know anything about your subject. So introduce it in such a way that that any intelligent can understand the main issue surrounding your work. That is the one function of the background section. Okay, so you explain them to make them understand. The other function is to convince your supervisor that you have done the necessary reading into the subject. Okay, so that background. So show them to understand, and also here convince supervisor, because when you do research you need to, like at university, you convince supervisor that you have done some necessary reading. Okay, we call literature review, and that you have reviewed the literature sufficiently, so you read like enough, right? Enough sources before you start writing here. This is why it is necessary to have a good range of reference in the section. Okay, so research proposal mean that you read, right? It doesn't mean that you don't read. So you want to have found out the topic already and do some reading, okay? And then define your research problem. So
I
read,
read first. I read first,
yeah,
then I found my topic later.
okay. So try to find your own topic of interest. That's the best way, because you can express your feelings there. And when you do the paper, you feel happy because that topic you like it, you prefer it. Yeah. So it's a good idea briefly to state the research problem in two clear sentences. This will be a direct reflection of your title and sum up central question or problem. The nature problem will also determine the issue that you will explore, the kind of information that you will collect, the type of analysis you will use. Okay, determine the issue that you will explore, what kind of information that you are going to collect, and the type of analysis, like method, research method is one. And main research problem should grow naturally and inevitably out of your discussion of background. You can state it clearly as a question or hypothesis. Okay, so you may hear like in question or hypothesis. Then explain briefly how it will be broken down into sub-problem, hypothesis. So this one is sub-problem or hypothesis. So when you look at the brainstorm example, so you got hypothesis one, hypothesis two. Main concepts. Every subject has its own way of looking at things, uh, its own terminology or ways of measuring. Be familiar with some of the concepts that are important in your subject. Just look at the title you have chosen, for example. Define the main concept in order to dispel any doubt as their exact meaning. A mention of indicators that are used to make concept recognizable. Description of variable. So here very important. Variable uh, that are the measurable components. So variable here is just like uh, in a brainstorm, like IV1, IV2 example. Okay, so this is the idea about main concept, and then move to method. Do literature research, search and a critical analysis source, consult with expert, identify research population, situation, or possible case study, right? So you may do like case study, select sample or size sample, location sample, number case study, collect data, uh, quantitative or qualitative, or set up experiment or model, and okay. And then expected outcome. Good idea to spell out the reader and to yourself just what you hope will be achieved by doing this, all this work. Yeah. This one kind of like outcome, what the outcome, what the result, and program of the work, like you do table example. Right? Okay, so any idea, any comment about the proposal here? So my thinking about it, and I think this one is one sample, how you organize, okay? And here research topic, page 37 onward, right? This is research topic. I think it's come from the last semester as well. I show you already, so uh, you may think about it. This one because topic, many kind of topic. You may change a little bit, or you think which one you prefer. So do brainstorming and then think about it. The topic. Hello, everyone. Can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Economic and human development, right? This one already many already. So brainstorm. You may break down and brainstorm like development example. What kind of development you focus on? Some resources, gender and development. It may be good for the lady. You think about gender and development. What the role of woman, example, in economic development. Yeah? What the role of woman in what we call social, like social development or economic development. Role of woman in religion, in politics, right? In employment, example, not just at housework alone. Yeah, I used to write one about like gender as well, gender and in Khmer culture. It's a big topic, corruption and development. You think about what corruption, what the impact of corruption on development, under what condition the political corruption affect economic development. Okay, that's the topic. Okay, I think here just some idea, but many other, but you may think on your own. And here the reference, so you may pick up one here and then to read, right? When you read, you have the idea what the topic will be about. Yeah. So any other idea? Any comment, everyone? So hope you can find on your own topic and your topic of interest. So you think one feel like, and also from your IO, from your IO, I think IO textbook a lot, right?
Can
So
I
yeah,
can I choose the topic that related to the environment and the weather is like related to um how should I say, like global warming? Yeah.
okay, whatever. Let me go to your textbook. Nowadays they say the three topic very very high. One is economic recovery. What is strategy for the economic recovery after the impact of COVID-19? Number two, about the
COVID.
impact of COVID-19 on, like, you may focus on one field, on
Yeah.
education, yeah, on economy development, on tourism, so that you narrow down the topic, right? What the impact of COVID-19 on people living, example, okay, on habit of people living, example. What the impact of COVID-19 on religion, yeah, something like that. So you limit the scope, okay? So let me go to share you
So will we go into
the
correct
textbook.
exercise?
Yeah, sure. But I just show you about this one first, about here. So in your textbook, IR textbook, here they give you a lot of topic. Yeah. So you see, here project resolve. What a project resolve. So part one is about learning, okay, about lesson, and then here part two is about project. So a lot international conflict, national security, U.S. foreign policy, but you may focus more like beside U.S. foreign policy. It's up to you. International political economy. So how economy link or impact on politics, or how politics impact on economy, Okay? International law and organization, globalization of global issue. So then, yeah, from the textbook of IR, so you may try one of them here. Example, I go to globalization. 10.
Oh, globalization. It can be related to COVID because
Yeah,
nowadays, yeah.
sure. Yeah, because of globalization, that's why you got COVID. But because of globalization, they say, yeah, international trade. They mention international trade and globalization lead to COVID-19. And but because of the international trade, that we got the vaccine as well. Okay, without international trade, we don't have vaccine. Okay, yeah, we got the COVID and also got the vaccine.
Oh,
But
great. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, if without international trade, we don't have the vaccine. Yeah, but because of the international trade that lead
We
to
have
the
COVID.
COVID, that's the idea.
Oh,
So
yeah. Interesting.
positive and negative. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, so here globalization is part of everything here, like problem and also opportunity. That's why like some industrial country do not like globalization. That's why do not Trump policy, Boris Johnson, in of British, right? We kind like Brexit, left the UK, yeah, because of this thing about globalization impact or did not bring advantages to their country. But for the developing country, you feel like benefit, especially like India and China, gain a lot of benefit from globalization. So that's why we got the winner and the loser of globalization. We got the article, about the winner and loser. So that's the idea about. So think about that, and then they give you some idea, some topic regarding to like globalization and the other, yeah, globalization paradox example. You might see in teacher of world economy. Okay, so that's the idea. Movement of information of digital revolution. Okay, so this is just the idea how you may choose the topic, right? If you have no idea what you're going to research, so a lot of idea here already. Internet policy, digital surveillance. So famous topic nowadays based on the research from the uh, AVI, right? AVI is Asia Vision Institute. They say what? One is about economy recovery, second one about COVID, third one about climate change. Okay, that is river. What happened? What happened to the fish storage? What happened to the living standard of people who live along the Mekong River? What the conflict could happen because of the Mekong River in the future? Water, right? So maybe war because of water, because some country along the Mekong River, sub Mekong River, like they build the dam construction, okay, the hydro dam construction. So that's a problem, and that impact of people of living along the Mekong River, and also the flow of the we call a migratory fish impact on the habitat of the migratory fish as well. So that's the idea. So limit the scope. Climate change must limit to like Mekong River, the Lesa River. So that's the idea. So we got, and I think a lot of source already that may be easy to find. We maybe find from the AVA, Asia Vision Institute. So a lot already they research about Mekong River. So that one deal with climate change, okay? Climate change or pollution. Okay. Hello everyone, you here? Hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mm. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's the idea about that. A lot of topic. You may limit your scope, not just like climate change and explain the definition of climate change. It's not interesting. And you may explain about cause of climate change, effect of climate change. It's not interesting. So a lot of people know already about that. Okay, climate change because of people activity destroy the forest. They use the fossil fuel, use a lot of electricity, because of their high living standard or living. Okay, they change a lot of clothes, change a lot of because of they are materialism. Okay, they are materialists. Yeah, so that one maybe not interesting about that. If you think about like climate change, but you think about how could we reduce the impact of climate change? How could we cut down? So I think that way it may be useful, or narrow down your scope, like to think about Mekong River example, think about the Lesa River that involve like climate change, but narrow down your scope. Yeah, so that will be interesting for your topic. Okay, anybody else? If you got problem with the topic brainstorming, so you may look at the book from IO here, right? Yeah, your textbook here. So give a lot of idea and try to narrow down you their strategy and then narrow down to the topic that you prefer and then write your proposal. So you have like around 20 days left for you. So I think you got enough time. Yeah. Okay, so we move on to correct the paper and please do the quiz number two, right? So to prepare for quiz number two, and we'll check whether you got the reading pattern or not. So I ask the lecturer Watana to check whether he have include the reading test into your system or not. All right, so let go to correct your paper. I think if we follow the textbook here, you have the idea, but we don't know what really mean about it. So go to Handout 2, everyone. Go to Handout 2 together. Go like Handout, I put here, we have like from what chapter to what chapter. So go to Handout 2. Make some correction for Handout 2. Last week we done some like with Handout 1 already, right? And now we go to Handout 2. I don't see. I don't see Handout 2. Everyone, you may open Handout 2 and then we complete together. Have you done already with Handout 2? Now week 4 already, okay, but yeah, try to complete it because it may appear in your exam. Handout 2. Can you find here, everyone?
Yes, I can.
Okay. It's a bit hard to view here because the exam you need to like open the slide at the same time because we get information from the slide and then you may complete this one. It's easier. Yeah. All right. So Handout 2. So last week we learned some or not yet? Remember? I think I have made some correction from last week. So planning your research project and formulation.
Yes, we have correct some already until number
Okay.
10.
Is it chapter 4 here already, like planning research?
Yeah. So number 10, public top.
Finished, right?
Yeah,
Already?
public top. Yeah.
Okay, so from 1 until 10 already. Okay. How about this one, multiple choice? Choose the best.
Not yet.
Okay. Yeah, so we may discuss and
Okay.
choose together. Okay. Yeah. Okay. This one is solved from the research toolkit. There are 17 questions. Is it 17 questions? Yeah.
Okay.
So let me check.
bịch bịch từ ở
So we try to correct the handout because and if it had to view the slide because we change the screen and then got problem with change the screen too often. Or just here, but we had to change the screen. Okay. I'm going to check the answer real quick. Okay, now found now. So, what is one? Right, so take turn to read, please. Two questions for each, and then
share slide nhưng mà thôi nhỉ.
yeah, have you seen the screen? Current screen rồi mà, current screen.
Now see chờ. Will see ban này theo bắt khơi chứ chờ vì ọt khơi chứ permanent này.
ឥឡូវមើលនៅក្នុង Telegram បានហើយបាទឃើញ week 2 handout បាទមើលកន្លែង week 2 handout ឃើញទេបាទ Telegram មើលកន្លែង week 2 handout បាទ week 2 handout ឥឡូវយើងទាញណា week 2 handout of week 2ឃើញទេបាទបើកអាហ្នឹងបាទគីឡូ
ពាន់ទី55
បាទមើល week 2 handout ក៏បានដែរលឿនវាលឿនជាងបាទគីឡូយើងមើលខោវាបាទគេ
week 2 handout ហ្នឹងនៅក្នុង chapter 4 មែនទេ
ណា chapter 4បាទ week 2 handout ណានៅក្នុងហ្នឹងមានអស់ណាមានទាំង slide ទាំងអីឥឡូវយើងទាញដាក់ហ្នឹងអាពិតយើងនឹងកែដល់ week 2 ឥឡូវដល់ week 4ហើយណាហើយយើងទាញមកឈុតចុះមកក្រោមអូខេបាទនៅក្នុង Telegram បាទអាចបើកមើលក្នុង Telegram ជំនួយណាព្រោះអាហ្នឹងបច្ចេកទេសទៅអញ្ចឹងព្រោះអញ្ចឹងវាយឺតវា slow បាទយ៉ាងខ្ញុំដូរ screen ចូលឡើងវា slow system នេះវាអត់ដូច Zoom ទេ Zoom លឿនបាទបឿនលឿនបរិញ្ញាលឿនអូខេឃើញទេបាទhandout of week 2បាទឬក៏យើងមើលក្នុងសភៅបាទសភៅទំព័រទីប៉ុន្មានបាទតុលាហើយyou found it ក្នុងសភៅដោយសារវាអត់ដូចនៅដាក់នៅក្នុង week នោះមួយបាទអញ្ចឹងយើងបាក់ទៀតព្រោះមានបន្ថែមអីច្រើនទៀតអញ្ចឹងមានមេរៀនផងមានលំហាត់ផង week 2 handout ទំព័រទីប៉ុន្មានបាទឃើញទេបាទនៅក្នុង textbook យើងក៏មានដែរណាបាទ
អីchờមើលឃើញហើយខ្ញុំមានសភៅផងអីផង
អូខេបាទនៅក្នុងសភៅគឺទំព័រ50បាទ55ហ្នឹងណា55ណា55ចុះក្រោមអូខេអញ្ចឹងយើងមើល handout ក៏បានយើងមើល textbook ក៏បានណាបាទឥឡូវខ្ញុំបើក handout ឯងគឺស្រួលជាងណាព្រោះវាមានវាកំណត់ថាដល់ប៉ុណ្ណាចប់ទេអូខេអញ្ចឹងអានបាទដូរវិញនេះអានហ្នឹងបាទតុលាយាយមេរី take turn មកអានដូរវិញនេះអាន
Okay so number 1 the heart of every research project is the lighter
the heart of research project is the answer
it's the topic
Chẳng mùi ná mà had all research project is
Maybe
the
B or I don't know.
Problem.
which one?
Problem.
Very good. Problem.
Problem. Okay.
Chẳng research chập đàm bí problem.
Oh,
Và
បញ្ហា
mình chập đàm với topic đó. Okay. C. Okay. Good. Number 2. Next please. Who next?
number. Okay.
Say kia again please. Yeah. Đâu quên đi mà đồ.
Number 2, an excellent source of topic and example of research can be found in, let us see, book.
Let us see. Excellent source of topic and example research can be found in which one?
Let us see.
Thank you. Which one ឯងមកចឹងវាថាយើងរកប្រភពនៃ topic យើងរកពីណាយើងទៅរកពីសភៅឬរកពីណាបាទអាមិញដោយសារខ្ញុំបង្ហាញសភៅអញ្ចឹងតែគៀយកពុកអូខេតែតាមពិតគេទៅរកពីណាមក
Research digest.
More research digest.
A. Research digest.
Research digest.
B. Dissertation abstract ណាបាទ
គឺថានឹង
dissertation abstract គឺ summary នៅពីមុនបាទយើងចូលទៅកន្លែង session របស់គេណាគ្រប់ session ទាំងអស់គេមាន abstract គេនៅលើបាទអញ្ចឹងមុននេះគឺគេមានសង្ខេបមួយតាក់ទងជាបទរបស់គេហ្នឹងហៅ dissertation abstract វាមាន summary បាទយើងមើលតាក់ទងឲ្យតែ dissertation ឬ session មាន abstract នៅលើណាគឺយើងអានទៅវាតាក់ទងពីបទរបស់យើងអត់ជាមើលហ្នឹងណាបាទអញ្ចឹងដោយសារយើង research យើងពីច្រើនគេឲ្យមើល dissertation abstract អញ្ចឹង B អូខេ
dissertation ហ្នឹងនិកាយបបត់មែនchứ
បាទនិកាយបបត់session សារណានិងនិកាយបបត់វាតែមួយហ្នឹងគាត់ថាមួយធំទូចឹងណាបាទតែខ្មែរគេអាចបែងចែកតែនៅគេគឺដូចតែគ្នាដែរវា model វាតែមួយទៅមួយគ្នាហ្នឹងឬក៏មួយទៀតហៅថា report research តែមួយដែរគាត់ហៅឈ្មោះដោយសារយើងរៀនគេហៅចឹងទៅបើអ្នកធ្វើការងារគេហៅresearch report ចឹងទៅណាបាទដល់យើងនៅរៀនយើងធ្វើ paper នឹងឲ្យសាលាអញ្ចឹងគេហៅចឹងហ្នឹង dissertation ឬ thesis បាទដោយ CDRI គេ research មកសម្រាប់ណាគេផ្សព្វផ្សាយចែកចាយដល់ policy maker អីចឹងគេហៅ report បាទ research report ចឹងទៅវាតែមួយវាទៅតាម model ទៅតាម element វាតែមួយ so the answer is B. Okay, next please, number 3. Who are here? Sinit, please. C.
A research project involves not only the collection of data but also the
Research project involve not only the collection of data but also the not involve the collection of data. Cho research យើងគាត់ថាប្រមូលទិន្នន័យឬក៏មិនទិន្នន័យឲ្យមិនទៀត copy paste យកដាក់មកយើងហ្នឹងចំណុចនេះសំខាន់ដែរហ្នឹងគឺយើងពេលយើងធ្វើ assignment
C
យើងយកមួយណាតែយើងធ្វើ assignment យើងអានរបស់គេមក copy របស់គេដាក់ពុកហើយយកគូកែបាត់ណាចឹងមិនអីគេចឹងយកមួយណាដែរ Yeah C interpretation of data អូខេ
C
modification ហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងឯងមានថាយើងយករបស់គេ copy ពពោះសេរីដាក់របស់ខ្លួនឯងបាត់ហ្នឹងខុសអត់ត្រូវណាបាទន័យថាយើងអត់បញ្ចេញបល់អី
ជំនិតយកធ្វើចឹងដឹង
ជំនិតយ៉ាឌីមានធ្វើអញ្ចឹងណាបាទអាហ្នឹងគាត់ថា copy របស់គេមកកាត់ដាក់មកសេរីដាក់ខ្លួនឯងផ្លាត់ណាដាក់ឈ្មោះខ្លួនឯងផ្ទុកហើយអញ្ចឹងបាទន័យថាហ្នឹងយើង copy របស់គេមក modification of data បាទ UC បាទន័យថាយើងអានរបស់គេយើងប្រមូលទិន្នន័យយើងអានណាយើងទៅបញ្ចេញយោបល់ agree not agree somewhat agree partly agree ណាបាទអញ្ចឹងយើងទៅបញ្ចេញយោបល់អញ្ចឹងណាsomewhat disagree, hardly disagree, totally disagree ចឹងយើងក៏បញ្ចេញយោបល់យ៉ាងហ្នឹងហៅ interpretation បាទតែយើងបានមកយើងអូខេទាំងអស់អត់ទេណាបាទយើងទៅ no ខ្លះអីខ្លះចឹងទៅអូខេចឹងហ្នឹងហើយហៅ interpretation មែនថា research ធម្មតាគឺមិនដែលដូចគ្នាបាទគឺខុសគ្នាប្រធានបទដូចគ្នាក៏មិនដែលសរសេរដូចគ្នាដែរដូចដាក់ assignment ហ្នឹងកុំឲ្យតែចម្លងគ្នាអត់ចម្លងគ្នាគឺគ្រូអត់ភ័យបាទចឹងតែរៀនមួយគ្រូបរទេសយើងណា topic តែមួយថ្នាក់ topic តែមួយមិនណាក៏ឲ្យមើលគ្នាបាទចឹង idea ខុសគ្នាទាំងអស់ចេញមកខុសគ្នាទាំងអស់ចឹងអត់ដូចគ្នាការសរសេរផ្សេងៗអត់ដូចទេចឹងហៅ interpretation of data topic តែមួយមែនតែអត់មើលគ្នាអត់ចម្លងគ្នាគឺខុសគ្នាទាំងអស់10ខុសគ្នាទាំង10ដោយសារ interpretation of data ហ្នឹងចឹងវាខុសគ្នាឡើយហ្នឹង Okay, number 4 next please who next Sripik, hello Sripik, will you read please number 4
A research topic problem must be unmistakably clear, carefully phrased, and represent the single goal of research effort.
Okay,
A.
very good. Yeah. A. Yeah, good. Research problem must be clear, right? Unmistakably, gọi là dùng cái time lấy cái này lấy clear nữa. Carefully phrase, carefully phrase and represent the single goal of the research. Chứ cái phrase đó, chứ vì mình chỉ sentence hay cũng lắm mà research mà là topic dưới cứ vì chỉ phrase. Okay, so single goal of research for A. Very good. Number 5, next please. Tola, number 5. Hello, Tula. Where Tula?
Number 5, an example of a sub-problem is
Sub-problem. Okay.
Sub-problem. Maybe the problem.
Smaller problem. Okay.
Oh, an example of sub-problem. Wait. I think D, right?
Which one? Example. Này. D hole is sub-problem. Chứ dùng mùi nè.
B. Đặt B bên.
C. What are the distinctive contrapuntal characteristics of the motet of Palestrina between 1525 and 1580 example. So this one like you limit, right? You limit the story, narrow down the story. Okay, so we call some word here I even don't know. Okay, but this one like you limit to where, what, where, when, right? What, where, when. So like that we call it narrow down the point. So we call sub problem. Okay, next number 6. Right here, number 6 is
Number 6. Identifying sub-problems. The researcher must make sure that every sub-problem, from my opinion, I think letter A contain a word that indicates a requirement to interpret the data.
Number 6. Identify sub-problem. Research must make sure that every sub-problem. The answer is
A.
Which one I want? Sub-problem. Researcher must make sure every sub-problem. The answer is B. Contain a reference to previous research. Mà nó sao bị reference đó là về research người ta never start with zero. They never start with zero. Any research never start with zero. Start with 1, 2, 3. Mean that some have done the research already. ដោយ model concept អ្នកដែលគាត់ធ្វើកង់គាត់ធ្វើកង់ពីសនីឬឆ្នៃឡានឆ្នៃអីបាទមានតាមមួយដែលបកកែឆ្នៃបង្កើតឡាននេះខ្លួនឯងឡាននេះអង្គរណាអង្គរដាក់ដោយដើរដោយធម្មពលដោយអគុយគឺនៅខ្មែរលក់ជាងគាត់ឲ្យយោបល់គាត់ថាដែលកូនគាត់ក៏និយាយដែរគឺមិនមែនចាប់ដើមពី0ទេ research គឺអ្វីដែលគេមានវាគាត់ឆ្នៃបន្ថែមគឺគាត់ design រូបរាងឡានអីចឹងទៅគាត់មើលគេមើលឯងគាត់ឆ្នៃបន្ថែមចឹងអត់ដល់ចាប់ពី0ទេបាទអ្នកដែលធ្វើយន្តហោះបាននៅខ្មែរយើងដូចគ្នាគាត់មើល YouTube មើលអីចឹងគាត់ថាមិនមែនចាប់ពី0ទេគឺមានហើយចឹងហ្នឹងគឺមិនដែលចាប់ពី0គឺមានហើយចឹងយើងឆ្នៃបន្ថែមទៀត so contain reference to the previous research មានថា not start with the 0 yeah. Okay, next number 7 next please next Sinit hello Sinit hello Sinit are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Lệnh màn chờ nhưng ta mà to đi chờ.
Okay, number 7. Okay, number 7. Lên Pearl mà lên Pearl.
Computer programs that have divided one problem into sub-problem are called I think sir. I don't know that.
Computer program that divide a main problem into sub-problem or called which one? What letter?
D.
The brainstorm software program. Number research គឺមាន program របស់ software ខ្លះគឺគេអាច computer ខ្លះគេអាចប្រើសម្រាប់ brainstorm បាទវាអត់មើលទៅវាអត់ញ៉ៃញ៉ៃដូចយើងគូសដៃព្រោះវាមាន software គេជួយដែរ Okay so D បាទអានរៀងលឿននេះមើលតូឡាគេ 8 to 10 ណាបាទ 8 to 10 okay អញ្ចឹងវាអត់ចប់ច្រើន 8 to 10 please hello តូឡា
Okay, wait, nhưng cũng thử at team 4 mình làm thử team 4. Okay, when you specify that no difference will exist between groups, you are forming
Là là việc chạy tế và dự đăng
specify that no difference ở đây bà xin gì bỏ gì máy bà vô chuyện chẳng hạn nhưng ai hồi trong lại
when you specify that no different will exist ណាมันមានអ្វីដែលខុសប្លែកมันមានអ្វីដែលខុសប្លែករវាងក្រុមទេអ្នកបង្កើតជាអី research hypothesis marginal hypothesis alternative ជម្រើស null 0 បាទ null hypothesis 0សមត្ថកម្ម0
null A
yeah number 8 A okay number 9 what the researcher intends to do is stated in the problem statement. What he or she does not intend to do is stated in the definition of term section. D. Yeah. So number 9, what researcher intend to do is state in problem statement that he or she does not intend. This one emphasize that what you define the term, right? Like you may say, example like conflict. That conflict, many kind of conflict, but example that you're going to focus on a religious conflict only, okay? Not the other conflict you don't focus on, not about directory, not about the other. So this is the idea we call what term here we call
What D? I think D, right?
We call number 9 is C, delimitation.
What about D? I thought we don't give the definitions of something, but we have to make the factor in the questions.
We call state in a problem statement about what he or she does not intend to do he or she នេះវាតកតងខាងអ្វីដែលគាត់ចង់បញ្យល់និងអ្វីដែលមិនចង់ផ្ដោតដូចពាក្យថាមិញហ្នឹងវាថា conflict វាទលំទលាយចឹង conflict គេអាច religious conflict territorial conflict ឬក៏អីណាបាទឬក៏ conflict of interest អីចឹងទៅចឹងវាច្រើនណាចឹងណាគាត់ផ្ដោតទៅលើ conflict of interest អីចឹងណាហើយ conflict ផ្សេងៗទៀតអត់ផ្ដោតទេហ្នឹងហៅ delimitation delimitation section ហ្នឹងដូចគ្នាយើងមកថាតកតងនឹងអីគេបាទ engineering មកយើងថាអូ engineer វាធ្វើសំណង់ធ្វើអីចឹងណាបាទដល់នេះគឺផ្ដោត engineering computer យើងហ្នឹងនិយាយពី computer ខាង IT នេះទេហ្នឹងគឺ limit អញ្ចឹងណាហៅ delimitation ខ្មែរយើងក៏ឮសូ engineering អូធ្វើការខាងសំណង់មិនដែលនៅគេអូស្ត្រាលីនិយាយថា am engineering ណាមិនអត់មានកាន់ចកាន់អីបាទពាក់មួកការពារអីផងហ្នឹងអញ្ចឹងគឺ IT ខាង IT Okay number 10
Number 10, abbreviation of terms and what they mean are written in the hypothesis section. B.
Abbreviation of term ពាក្យកាត់ what you mean are written in the អញ្ចឹងតែតទៅពាក្យកាត់អញ្ចឹងយើងដាក់កន្លែងណា section គេកន្លែងណាតម្លៃពេលយើង research សភៅយើងចូលមកមានកន្លែង content វាហើយមាន link មួយដាក់ទៅពាក្យកាត់គេអញ្ចឹងអាហ្នឹងគេហៅអីគេយើងអានសភៅអានអីសភៅអីដល់សភៅយើងចូលមកគឺតបពីហៅថា content វាហើយ content វារៀបរាប់ពី chapter ទី1 2មាន page ហើយមាន
definition of terms.
Okay definition of term
អាហ្នឹងដូចពាក្យកាត់វាដូចពាក្យឧទាហរណ៍ដូចពាក្យពាក្យនៅ international law ពាក្យគេថាពាក្យអីមួយពាក្យឡាតាំងអីមួយអញ្ចឹងគេមានដាក់ឲ្យហ្នឹងមែនទេ
ហ្នឹងហើយបាទហ្នឹងabbreviation ហ្នឹងបាទពាក្យទៅ abbreviation ដូច AEU អនតាក់អីអញ្ចឹងណាហ្នឹងមានតារាងគេដាក់មកកំពរហ្នឹងឲ្យហ្នឹងបាទហ្នឹងហើយ so number 10 is the definition of term ហ្នឹងច្រើននៅក្រោយនេះហើយនៅក្រោយហៅថា content page ហ្នឹងហើយមានហ្នឹងអូខេ11 to 13 please ស្រែកគៀcome on
Yeah. Number 11, according to the text, which is not a part of a formal definition. For me, I think letter C, different.
Not part of formal definition. Part of speech. Hey, right? Part of speech. Yeah, not part of formal definition. Này part of speech គេអត់បញ្យល់ក្នុងហ្នឹងណាបាទចឹង A ក្រោមហ្នឹងគេបញ្យល់គេអានេះស្អីយកដឹងឲ្យ general អីគេ differentiate ហ្នឹងបាទដឹងឯគេ so A okay number 12 យល់ទៅអាកន្លែងលេខ11ហ្នឹងមិនវិញគេថា according to the text which is not part of the formal definition ចឹងមួយណាដែលវាមិនមែនជាផ្នែកមួយនៃ formal definition មិនថាគេអត់បញ្យល់ទេមិនមែនជា formal definition តែយើងធ្វើ paper មួយគឺកន្លែងគឺអត់ចាំបាច់ទៅបញ្យល់ហ្នឹងដូចជាចឹង general យើងដឹងស្អីគេ general អត់ដឹងទេចឹងទៅបញ្យល់គេ differentiate គេអត់ដឹងទេបាទ term ពាក្យពិបាកអីមួយចឹងយើងអត់ដឹងទៅបញ្យល់ចឹង para speech យើងទៅបញ្យល់ហ្នឹងអត់ទេណាអានេះវាចូលទៅវេយ្យាករណ៍បាទ research របស់យើងទៅវេយ្យាករណ៍បាទគឺមានអីទៅបញ្យល់អាហ្នឹង noun adjective ចឹងអត់ទេណាចឹងចង់និយាយចឹងកន្លែងហ្នឹងអូខេបាទគឺពាក្យចង់និយាយថាពាក្យពិបាកអីខ្លះយើងបញ្យល់គេគឺមានកន្លែងនៃពាក្យយើងបញ្យល់ពាក្យគេណាបាទ research ពាក្យពិបាកដូចជាខាង medical ខាង engineer ខាង science នេះគេបញ្យល់បាទប៉ុន្តែគេមិនដែលបញ្យល់ para speech ចឹងហ្នឹងមែនហ្នឹងគេចង់និយាយចឹងអូខេ number 12 next number 12
Letter B, research hypotheses are the ideas a researcher take for granted with respect to the problem.
Okay.
Letter B.
Anybody else? Number 12. Idea researcher take for granted. Take for granted means get the benefit or explore the benefit. អាហ្នឹងទាញយកប្រយោជន៍ explore the benefit take for granted with respect to the problem. Với ai đã bị và the answer is assumption, cả son một assumption. Sẽ điền này mà assumption là hypothesis với ai dùng thông điệp là sai dùng plot với hypothesis nhưng dùng lỏng nhưng assumption cả son một lại nữa. 12. Number 13.
When a question arises in the mind of a researcher, the first step the researcher takes is to formulate a C, convert the
C.
question into a clearly stated research problem.
Okay, very good. So when a question arises in the mind of researcher, chẳng hạn dùng miền question ở trong cùng đặt hỏi, the first step is to convert the question into a clearly related research problem. Chẳng hạn ta convert về tới cái problem clearly nữa, chẳng là research statement là okay. Bà nói dương sao mang tình núi này. Bà sầm rạ sân đấy mà sầm rạ tí sân là mẹ lọp ram tí sân em châu với dương to bắt đầu chả này mà châu với an vô
Teacher,
an
đọc phim mà nhớ kê chờ.
đọc
The
pi
the assumption.
Yeah, the pi assumption. Okay. Nào, chắc em châu với dương to tí nữa mà sầm rạ lọp ram tí. Okay. Yeah, enjoy your breakfast, everyone.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, enjoy your breakfast. Can you bật máy? Okay.